Hello, September 22nd. It's 14:48, 2:48 in the afternoon. I had the following dream. Um, it was a somewhat decent day looking outside. Um, I don't remember clouds or darkness or anything like that, like several other dreams. Um, but we were being shuttled. Not shuttled as in what you think, but like like cattle are driven to schools, and there's different schools. People were kind of like, oh, it's like the way I picture like cattle being driven to a slaughterhouse. Like they're just kind of funneled into these schools, and the schools were set up differently. They had chains around, they had chain link fences around them with razor tape at the top. They were um, they were closed off. They weren't obviously not used for children anymore. You'd see people um, only go in. You wouldn't see any people like in the schoolyard where the fences were or anything like that. And they were dark and like you couldn't see in, no windows, anything like that. They were covered up black. And kind of like when you go to like you've ever been to a ball game and you got to walk down this hall, and you got to turn down this hall and this way, and when you got to the school entrance, there's like a big entrance, almost like a cave, I guess, if you will, but you know, like a tunnel, like you walk down, like it's like any big school. You know, we have wide hallways, wide ways to go in. And but before all that, real quick, as people were walking to these schools, and I felt like we were being ushered, like we had to go this direction, like there's no way around that. They were playing like you ever see like a promotional video for um, like the government, like I know we haven't seen it really here, but we're fixing to. It was like projection screen, like old school tape type film, and it said on the side of the school wall, like is where it was projected, and it says, "We haven't been educating your children; we have been planning your destruction." That's what it said, something like that, and it's like a red background and um, projected on like the brick wall. Somehow you can see it on a brick wall. I don't know how, but you could. That's what I kept saying over and over. We haven't been planning, or we haven't been educating your children. We have been planning your destruction. So you go in these things, and once you get inside, um, it was like reminded me of like a nursing home, but like people were normal, like normal age. They took us into a fitting room. They gave us some blue like hospital scrubs. Um, Told us to put those on. Once we got in the spinning room and like you know you're getting naked in front of everybody, you had to get rid of the clothes you were wearing, and you're changing into these surgical clothes. And after you left that room, you go wherever you want. Um, there was like a cafeteria. They had food set up. There was um, there's like doctors and nurses running around. Everything was kind of open too. Like there's no closed doors really that I saw. And everyone was walking around. Some people had looked down at their hand, and in their right hand, where their thumb and index finger was, if they had the mark, they had like a band-aid there. And at the time, I could tell no difference between those with the band-aid and people like myself. And everyone was getting the mark of the beast, essentially is what it was. And um, you had a certain amount of time to make a decision if you wanted it or not. Now, I didn't see any guillotines. I didn't see where people went that didn't want it. But I felt those things were there. I, I felt felt there was a short period of time that you had to make a decision. As I'm walking around, I see people with like big guns, not guns that shoot, but guns like medical guns, like to inject. And you could see guys like sitting on a hospital gurney, getting the mark, and they were using these guns to do it. And they were, I was just surprised at how easy it was. It was just so easy. Just get it done. It's not a big deal. And I was just walking around thinking to myself, where's the guillotines? Because I just want to get out of here. And that's really all I can remember. There was game rooms set up, people playing cards, ping pong, pool. But there was nothing fun in this place whatsoever. Nothing worth getting the mark. And I think the reason why some people were staying there that had the mark, they were like just checking to make sure that it had no ill effects. Like they got the mark and they were like staying there for a day or two, just to make sure everything went well. Yeah, but that will not be the case. Anyway, I'm going to add here how I felt when I woke up. First off, my first feeling was, Lord, why'd you give me another dream? And I felt maybe not necessarily to share a dream, but to definitely record it and maybe post something on Facebook, not to take it. That was the first thing I felt. I just don't know. I'm kind of at a loss because what the mark does, okay, what it really is a little hard to explain. You have to do some biblical research of it. And if you don't, you have no idea what it does. And it's like how to put it, God, how to put it. To me, it's like people are going to be, it's going to be too convenient to listen. Okay, this makes sense. What it feels like to me is the amount of time it takes for me to explain what it does to you and what it's going to be won't be worth it to some people. They're going to be like, I'm just going to go get it. I got to eat. I got to drink water. But the amount of time it would take for me to explain biblically, out of the truth book itself, of what it will do, takes a decent amount of time. Not necessarily days, but hours. And then it seems so far-fetched, you're like, whatever. So it's kind of, to me, it's such a situation of, I don't know how to explain it. Just, I don't know what this is for, this stream. Maybe it's just God was telling me to post something on Facebook. I don't know, but it's definitely coming. It will definitely be easy to get, and it's definitely coming from the government, who's in on the whole thing to destroy you. And if you don't know what the mark of the beast is by now, find out from somebody who does. Have them explain it to you. It's going to change your very being of who you are. It's going to rend your DNA to become a Nephilim, which is an abomination to the Lord, which is changing your DNA to a satanic tool. Exactly what it's going to do. And people will say, how do you explain that? How can you possibly know that? It's easy to take. Easy to take. Hard to refuse. There's got to be a reason why it's so easy. Why would your government want so desperately